Hey, live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with, well, it's Thursday. So y'all know it's Thursday live. I told y'all I was going to hit y'all up on Thursday. Here I am hitting y'all up on Thursday. I'm in Kansas City. Yep, I'm in KC. Chilling with my peeps. And that's why I'm coming in here to y'all early, because I ain't going to be up in here fooling around with y'all all night. I got to get out and you know, I am here to have fun. So, real quick, back to the topic we were discussing on Tuesday. Anyway, y'all know what it was. It's hip hop. And we was talking about, well, we talked about a lot of stuff with hip hop, but specifically, I want to talk about the evolution of it and the ageism supposedly that's in it. Okay. Who's in here, by the way? Let me see who's in here. Oh, Grand Madam, what's up? Well, I know y'all gonna sashay in slow, so when y'all get in, y'all get in. But look here, this is what it is. Kwame dropped the album last week. Kwame, okay, for those of y'all that don't know, Kwame is a rapper from the 80s. Polka dots, all that, only you. Y'all remember Kwame? Yeah, that cat. He dropped the album last week. Kwame in his 50s. So Kwame can't drop an album. Because what I'm hearing is once you get over the age of 40, you can't do hip hop anymore, or you can't do rap. It's not cool for you to do rap anymore. Okay, now understand Generation X right here. So hip hop basically was born around the same time I was. So it's something people in Generation X like to call uniquely theirs. And things happen when you have an art form that sees its genesis in your lifetime. It's going to evolve. It's got to. Jazz evolves, rock and roll evolves, R&B evolves. It always evolves. We're not listening to Smokey Robinson like we listening to Kool and the Gang, like we listening to The Weeknd. See what I'm saying? That's evolution. Why do we fight that with hip hop? Why do we fight the evolution? Why do we intertwine it with age and say you can't do that anymore? Why not? LL Cool J never stopped dropping albums. E40 never stopped dropping albums. E40, what, 55, 56? Still dropping albums? Dropped what, 28, 29 albums in his whole career? I don't think he gives a damn about y'all ageism. And it's a lot, and he's got a lot of other cats out there that's like that. So what would lead y'all to believe that there's a ceiling on hip hop? Is there a ceiling on it? Why does there have to be a ceiling on it if it is? And why hip hop the only genre? And understand, hip hop ain't the music. Hip hop's the lifestyle. Hip hop's what we live. Remember what I told y'all last week? Hip, knowing, aware, awake, woke. That's the hip. I'm hip to it. Get it? Hop, up and down, up and down, up and down. Changes. Goes up, goes down. That's what hip hop is. It's not something I do. It's something that I am. Does that make sense? Because people who are what are they called? Juggalos. Juggalos ain't just a fad. It's a lifestyle. Same thing with hip hop. It's a lifestyle. The way we talk, the way we act, the way we dress, the music we listen to, and it's got elements to it. And I told y'all about the elements earlier in the week. So if you know about the elements, then you know about hip hop, and you know what hip hop is. So why would there be a ceiling on it? That's the part I don't get. How come there's a ceiling on hip hop? Why do we say when you get to this age, you can't do hip hop no more? Or when you get to this age, yeah, you could do hip hop still if you want to, but people in their 20s and their teens ain't gonna be listening to you. They're gonna be listening to Kendrick Lamar. They're gonna be listening to Young Thug. They're gonna be listening to their generation. And generations evolve. That's why you got what you got now. What's up, Ray Smith? What's going on, bro? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I see the OGs is in the building. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about it. If you just walked in, Mr. Smith, this is what's going down. We talking about ageism in hip hop. And I know you like hip hop music. I know you like hip hop music. If you if you know sounds of blackness, your girl sounds of blackness. So you know how that works. If it's popular, then we're gonna rock with it. If it ain't, we're gonna push you to the back. You just gonna have to go on tour to make your money. You can you can't make no more albums, but you can make albums. But ain't nobody under the age of 35 gonna listen to it, cause it ain't what they saying. They got their yeps and their yerps and their yays and all of that. And I'm not dogging it because you need evolution. Things have to change. Now, who does if we are even gonna say fault lies with somebody, who's the fault gonna lie with? Is the fault gonna lie with the young people who are saying this is what it is now, and if you do anything different, we ain't fucking with you? Or is it just supposed to be acceptable for everybody, no matter what age, no matter what size, no matter, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Afro, all the way from Mario. What's up, man? What's up? I see you pulled up. Um, and KC Vic in the building. You say you heard the OGs was in here, so here you are. Yeah, the OGs is in here, and that's what we talking about today. Because I don't believe, at least with me, I don't believe there's a ceiling on hip hop, because I can just drop bars at will that sound good, but because I got gray in my beard, I ain't gonna get put on. But if I was somebody, 20 years younger, and I dropped a hot 16, people would want to listen to it. So Kwame dropped this album. Did anybody go buy Kwame's album? None of y'all. Did nobody buy Kwame's album? I didn't either, but that's not because I didn't want to. I listened to the single. So the single's nice. The single's nice. Mary Mary. So, I like it. It's cool. So we need to give old people some airplay. We don't need to. We should. Because when you get to like in your 20s and mid 20s, late 20s, you perseverate on particular subjects. You perseverate on what's important to a 26-year-old, what's important to a 20-year-old, what's important, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that they perseverate on, and that is what popular music says we should be listening to. I like young people's music, but I don't know. You get to a certain age and you get into a time warp, or you get into a genre warp. It's going to happen. No matter who you are, no matter what you're going to get into that warp. You're going to get into a warp where all you're going to listen to is stuff from 90 to 95. You're going to get a warp where all you listen to is jazz music. You're going to get into a warp where all you listen to is R&B, where all you listen to is country. Whatever it is, or all that you listen to, that's what you like. So that's what you listen to. That's what you buy. That's what you stream, because you like that. There's some hip hop by young people that I like. I like Akeem Ali. I like Kendrick Lamar. And there's like 3 or 4 more out there. When you were young, looking for hip hop music, you was hungry for it. You see what I'm saying? So you were. I mean, they don't have record stores anymore, but you can still, quote unquote, search for music. You can get on your computer and search for music. Like, I got YouTube Music. YouTube Music gives me alerts whenever any artist drops something new. And if it's the people that I listen to, then I get an alert and say, hey, Richie Rich got a new album. I like Richie Rich. I'm going to go listen to Richie Rich. So Richie Rich is in his 50s. He shouldn't be making albums? Or that's something young people said, by the way. That ain't something we said to ourselves. Oh, I'm tired. I think I'm going to stop making these albums. Said no Generation Xer ever, because most of the Generation X rappers are still making music. E40 is a feature on a bunch of young kids' albums. Why do they have E40 featured on all their albums? Because E40 got bars? Yeah. But more than anything else, it's a respect thing. 28 plus albums, and most of them are bangers. Scarface, same thing. Scarface ain't got to make another album in his life if he didn't want to. But the generation that came after him respects him. So it's certain people that get respect, and other people just like, we don't like that guy. Fuck him. Is that just what we do? Y'all in the comments making noise. What y'all in here talking about? Kamoyo King in the building. What up, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. And like I said, Grand Madam, Afro, Ray Smith, Casey V. Oh, that's Theo. What's up, Theo? I knew you was gonna come up in here hollering Afro. Afro Samurai. Nah, I'm just serious. Anyways, so I mean, y'all hear me talking. Y'all hear what I'm saying, and most of y'all in here is OGs. So what's up with it? I mean, what's y'all thought processes? Do y'all feel like ageism is a thing that should be addressed, attacked, debated? I mean, is it something like when we're talking about this and young people come around and say, shut up, don't do that? No, you wouldn't say that to your mama. You wouldn't say that to your daddy. So don't say that to me. You know, where we at with it? We don't like, the tribe. What's up with the tribe? The tribe is in the building. Okay. I don't know. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and we were talking about this, and he said to me basically, that old saying, what you only as old as you feel. Yeah, you only as old as you feel, but you only as old as the numbers feel. Because you could be young and vital. Like when last time you bought an LL Cool J album? Yeah. He's making them. He's still making albums. But the thing is, are people buying? But that's any artist, young or old. If I'm not feeling what you're saying, because I mean, have you ever listened to LL Cool J talk when he ain't rapping? He's a very, 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 very arrogant individual, very conceited individual, has a very, very, very high opinion of himself. That ain't a bad thing per se, but if you are trying to appeal to a certain demographic and that don't appeal to them, then yeah, you ain't gonna appeal to them. So why is it LL Cool J does not appeal to young people, but E40 does? But Scarface does. Would it have something to do with passing the torch? Because think about it. On the West Coast, the torch was effectively and respectfully passed to somebody worthy of the mantle. Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, all of them agree. The mantle on the West Coast, hell, on the planet, is passed to Kendrick Lamar. And ain't nobody had no arguments with that. West Coast, he holding it down. 100. Who holding it down on the East? Who holding it down in the South? Midwest. That's what those transitions like never occurred like they occurred with Kendrick. It was OG saying, Yeah, you holding it down. We see what you doing out there, and we respect what you doing out there. We want to rock with you. We don't have no problem with you taking over because you doing what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't disrespecting the generation before you, and you saying some shit that matters, that got lyrical content to it. There's a lot of people out here, you know, and when I talk to people around my age, they always talk about mumble rappers. Mumble rappers ain't the only young rappers out there. and and young, there are actually young rappers out there who are saying something in their content. You just gotta find them. The same way you found rappers when you was 15, 16 that appealed to you. You didn't go out and buy everything that was out there in the store. You just bought what you liked, right? Right. Question for me. Well, not a question. I tell youngsters, it's Kimoyo. He say, I tell youngsters, don't whine at me and the OGs outbar me. Hell yeah, I know that's right. Um, Afro say ageism doesn't happen with metal as much as hip hop. Kids will listen to old stuff. Is that over on the other side of the pond, or is that on the whole planet? Kids will, but you got to expose them to it. You know what I'm saying? My kids listen to the hip hop music that I listen to because they didn't have no choice. When I was in the house and I was sitting around and I had a drink or I had something to smoke and I was chilling and I wanted to put on hip hop, guess what? I put on hip hop. They didn't have no choice but to either cover their ears or get on their devices or go somewhere. But I was consistent with it. I mean, it wasn't like I was playing it to school them. I played it and then they got curious about it and said, what's that? Who's that? Who's that? And then my middle daughter, she comes to me and she comes over to the house and she brings me new music and says, hey, Dad, listen to this person. And what do you think about this person? What do you think about this person? And, you know, she's a big 21 Savage fan. And I'm like, I like 21 Savage, but I don't like 21 Savage. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess it's a generational thing. I don't know. But I'm not saying 21 Savage, sit down. You don't got no business rapping because there's somebody out there that likes 21 Savage. There's people out there that 21 Savage appeals to. There's people out there that J. Cole appeals to. Shit, J. Cole in his 40s though. But it doesn't mean they have to stop because they reach a certain age. Does that make sense? Gee, Kamoya know what I'm talking about. The Rolling Stones are ancient AF, and no one is screaming they are too old. Exactly. And that's why I say it always seemed like it's hip hop that places these ceilings on everything, like age and style and that kind of a thing. But it shouldn't be like that. Music is music. If I still got creative ideas in my head, if I still got a way to execute those creative ideas, if I still have a system in place to where I can distribute those ideas after I manufacture them, why can't I do that? Because the engine in place, the powers that be, quote unquote, deem the younglings are hot. And so we kind of get caught up in what people say versus what we like or what we do. You know what I mean? When I was a young fella and we was breakdancing back in the day, we didn't break dance and do the things that the other break dancers, our peers, did. We did stuff that was different than what our peers did. And so that's why the Shrew Boys ended up standing out, because we was a different animal. And those are the kind of things you have to do in hip hop to stand out. You have to be a different animal. You can't go down that same road them other people go down and say, well, this is what we're doing now. You like it? Nah, most of the time people don't like it. Kendrick, J. Cole, J.I.D., Denzel Curry, Rhapsody. The list of dope rappers is endless. I like Rhapsody. Rhapsody, she got some bars. Glorilla. I'm a little biased when it comes to if your delivery is about the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over, you know what I'm saying? I got enough of that with gangster rap, if I'm being honest. If you saying the same thing and everybody, your peers are all saying the same thing, I'm gonna get tired of that. At least that's how it goes down. You get tired of seeing the same shit all the time. Joey Joe, what's up? He said to me, it's not about the age of the rapper, but what they're putting out. I agree with that, Joey, because again, I have to point to people like Scarface and E40 who are still putting stuff out, who are still touring, who are still moving like they're relevant. I mean, they are, but I mean, just as relevant as a Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Just as relevant as a Glorilla. That's how 40 Water moves. And that's how everybody from our generation should move. Who said I was irrelevant? Who said I was done? The powers that be? Screw it. Make your own lane. Ain't that what we do anyway? Ain't that what we said to Rock With Me Nation? We got that at home. So why go out and get it? If y'all are still fired up, you got 40, 50-year-old rappers that's fired up to do stuff, I feel like they should be able to do that shit. Why not? Especially if it's hot, if it's slamming, if it got some, what was it called? What was it? E40, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. What Mount Westmore. Yeah, Mount Westmore. See, that's 4 old rappers that was like, we still doing stuff. And they caught on for a hot second. I mean, they should have put out another album. Too Short, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, E40 on one album. See, they could have put face on that. Yeah, Mount Westmore. It came to my head after I was blanking it out. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. Y'all go ahead and put your comments out, and we'll do what we'll make it do what it do. You say, glad I made it safe. Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent trip. First flight had a crying baby. Second flight had a crying baby. I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What's your thoughts about the topic? Go ahead, drop me some stuff in the comments. If y'all got something y'all want to ask, if it's some what he said, hard pass on Glorilla. Better female rappers out there. Max. Y'all ain't got nothing there. Did where we at? Y'all like the shirt. Hustle till your haters ask if you're hiring. Yeah. Hustle till your haters ask if you're hiring. That's my motto. That's how I roll. We don't wait for someone to do something for us that we can do ourselves. Where'd Mr. Smith go? Did he disappear? Well, you know what? You know what? I am getting ready to disappear too, if that's the case. Since I have said my piece and y'all have said y'all piece, and I can say peace after everybody says their piece. See how I did that? Who is asking? Who is asking? Nobody is asking. Look here, y'all. I got some cigars to smoke and classmates to hang out with and things to do. I don't make no promises. I try to bring y'all some stuff this weekend, but I'm gonna be weekending, so I might not. Tomorrow we ain't gonna have the Friday vibing because I'm gonna be, of course, here doing class reunion stuff. So I'm gonna let Theo go ahead and go wild and do all of the lives that he wants. Oh, Joey Joe asks, have I heard the new Raekwon? See, there's got to be some kind of pipeline. What's the pipeline that tells us when our generation is dropping new stuff? Like I said, on YouTube Music, they'll send me an alert. But other than that, where the new old hip hop at? Nobody ever tells me that. Okay. Oh, you still here, Mr. Smith? I'm sorry, but me, I'm about to not be because I get ready to get up. I just wanted to make sure that I was able to pull up and voice what I need to voice, because I don't want to do no ad and then don't pull up. So here I is, pulled up, voicing my opinion, said what I said. Y'all said what y'all said. That was pretty short though. I was expecting y'all to go nuts in the comments, but y'all didn't really go nuts in the comments. Okay, but I see some people pulled up. Folks that don't normally pull up, that ain't in the Rock With Me Nation, comment, like, subscribe, and share too. You know what? I can do it. I can show you better than I can tell you. how about I do that? Look here, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to the page. Comment, positive comment, constructive comment. Otherwise, getting blocked. I like to be liked, so like, comment, and share, subscribe, and share to this page right here. And this is how we gonna do it. This is the movement. This is where it's going. I might catch up with y'all this weekend. I might not. Y'all stay tuned. That's it for now. But fret not, I'll be coming at you with another one of the other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other. Peace out, y'all.